Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. My name is Marv Fox Jr., and this is Become the Podcast. How do you become anything? You dream, you declare, you commit, and success is your next breath. This is my second podcast, and as I said before, I'm going to give you a ton of content because I need the repetition. I need to get better. I need to find my voice. I need to find my format. I need to figure out who I am as it relates to being a podcaster, if you will. So grind and struggle with me, bear with me. But one day I'm going to be dynamite. So anyway, got an opportunity to speak recently at Legacy Sports. It's a sports facility in Brighton, Michigan. They do football, baseball, softball, and soccer. I think those are the four main sports. They do some academic advising, SAT prep, ACT prep. They do a bunch of things for the athlete to make sure that the athlete understands that it's not just about what you do on the field, but it's also what you do in the classroom and in life that helps you to use sports in a way that is productive. So anyway, I got an opportunity to speak for their football banquet, and they did a banquet for these athletes who weren't Division I, who didn't get recruited to Division I schools. So maybe it's Division II, maybe it's NAIA Division II, maybe even it's D3. But these kids that had stellar careers, but just didn't get an opportunity to get scholarships or didn't receive scholarships on a Division I level. And so some of these kids are still waiting and out, hoping that they'll get a Division I scholarship late in the recruitment season. And sometimes when you really have ambition to be on a Division I level, you'll wait it out in hopes that somebody will see you late in the game through tape or whatever the case may be. They're hoping that they'll still get seen. So that was the narrative that I got. And so I wanted to come in with a message that made sense to the athletes or the listeners. And so my message was, make yourself undeniable. When the process becomes too sophisticated and too complicated to navigate through, make yourself undeniable, and not with silly antics that bring attention to yourself for the wrong reasons, but with actions that are full of understanding, intensity, commitment, creativity, and faith, right? So what I did is I gave them this recipe for making themselves undeniable in the form of 3 questions. So I said, I'm going to give you the recipe, but I'm going to ask you 3 questions so that to answer in hopes that this will help you to understand what it is to be undeniable. So my first question was this: what is your why? What is your why? What is your purpose in life? And purpose to me is a combination of 2 things: genius level talent and passion. So genius level talent is a natural ability that you have been given that you can convert into a genius level skill. Okay? Genius level talent is a natural ability capable of being converted into a genius level skill. Not every skill or ability you possess will reach the genius level talent. With hard work, grit, and determination, you can turn a C level skill into a B level skill, a B level skill into an A level skill. But at some point, that skill is going to level off. It's going to reach a ceiling. Okay? It sounds sad, but it's true. Now, when you operate within your genius level talent, or when you operate within your genius provides you a more vast capacity for knowledge and instinct. Your knowledge and instinct within your genius become limitless. Your genius level talent is your most trusted, most guaranteed success mechanism. It's a cheat code for life. If life is tough, if success is tough, use your cheat code, which is your genius level talent, to achieve the next level of success. What is your passion? Passion is the one thing that you would do for the rest of your life to benefit all of humanity. Okay, I'll say it again. Passion is the one thing that you would do for the rest of your life to benefit all of humanity, regardless of compensation. I've been spinning it a different way as of late, and that I've been saying, do you love what you do so much that you do it even if you knew you were going to lose? So the question I pose to the football players is, do you love the game of football so much that you play it even if you knew you were going to lose? Right? I went to a workshop and I heard this speaker who had recovered from drug addiction is now doing awesome things in this community to help other people who suffer from the same disease. And he said, he was talking about people get high and then they suffer the crash. And they know what the crash feels like, but they are willing to experience the crash again and again and again because the high feels amazing. So I pose that question to the football players and say, is football such a high that you'd get high on football again and again and again, even though you knew the crash would be devastating? And I said, if that's the case, then you're on your way. Like you might be on to something, but if football is not your high, you may want to reconsider how you spend your time. So at the end of the day, if your genius level talent is somehow connected to the game of football, and if your passion is connected to the game of football, then you're no longer just playing the sport. You are now fulfilling a prophecy. You are now fulfilling a legacy, a destiny. You are playing a sport for which you were built for. You're doing the thing that you were designed and hardwired to do. And I was telling people, if this is your narrative, if football is your narrative, if this is your purpose in life, then you're 1/3 away from being undeniable. The next question I asked them was, who are you competing against? Who are you competing against? People who wake up every day competing against someone else put themselves in position to be defeated. The highest form of competition has nothing to do with the opposition. The highest form of competition has everything to do with how do you compete with yourself day by day. So those that are looking for others to compete with, they may think that they're motivating themselves, but at the end of the day, they're really setting themselves up for defeat. I grew up in an era where Jerry Rice was the best wide receiver, right? And Deion Sanders was the best cornerback. Neither one of these people were concerned with the other person and what they can do. They were only concerned with their skills and abilities and what they had been taught through years and years of training and camps and clinics and games and things of that nature. And they were just concerned about executing that. You know, we have all been coached in some way, whether it's sport or non-sport related, but we've all been coached. We've all went to camps. We've all went to clinics, workshops, showcases. We've been coached by multiple people. And we have this incredible database of knowledge, this incredible brain trust of people who have been coached by people who have been coached by people who have been coached by people. And these people have invested in us, right? But oftentimes we compromise this incredible brain trust. We compromise this incredible database of knowledge for the opposition. We're more focused on what the opposition can do versus focusing on everything that we've learned, all the information that has been invested in us, and gaining access to that. If I can gain access to everything that I've learned, right? This incredible database of knowledge, and exercise that with great discipline, there's nothing that the opposition can do to stop me from getting what I came for. Now, you're going to come into some situations where there's some people who think just like you, or some people who are aware of the highest form of competition. And when you run into that person, now it's a matter of who's the most prepared, who can be the most disciplined, who's the most ready, right? But 9 times out of 10, if you are focusing on you and taking all the power away from the opposition and giving it to yourself and say, I just want to focus on me. I'm going to do me. I'm going to be completely zeroed in on everything that I've learned, everything that I've been taught, and I want to see if I can execute it on the highest level with great discipline. If you do that, the opposition doesn't stand a chance. And so the end of it all was, again, who are you competing against? If you're competing against other people when you're out there competing, you're done. You're done. And I don't care if you're a motivational speaker, if you're listening to other people and comparing yourself to other speakers, you're done. If you're in a workplace and you're comparing, your work to this other person's work, you're done. Focus on you. Focus on what you've been taught. Learn from other people. Give people their respect that they need. But at the end of the day, you got to focus in on everything that you've been taught. Because if you do that, you're going to put yourself in great position to be undeniable. All right, so now we're 2/3 there. The last question was, how do you attack the process? Now, there's 3 ways you can attack the process, and you can, the process of, and you can fill in the blank. But how do you attack the process? The first way in which most people attack the process is physically. They see the opposition and they run as hard as they possibly can in hopes to make a hit and create a breakthrough. The second way people attack the process is they attack it mentally. They evaluate the pros and the cons, the advantages and disadvantages, right? And then they attack you physically and hope to make a breakthrough. Here's the thing. Physically, your body will let you down. Fatigue and exhaustion are real, okay? The second thing is, mentally, your mind oftentimes wants to protect you from everything that is uncomfortable and that will produce stress. So your mind will often play tricks on you and tell your body, hey, let's not go hard. Let's go hard enough where it looks like we're giving effort, but let's not stress ourselves out. Let's reserve ourselves for something later, right? The special ones understand how to attack the process spiritually. The spirit is not easily broken, all depending on what you feed it. Like, you can't feed it thoughts because thoughts are for the mind. So you have to feed your spirit feelings. You have to feed it the feeling of victory versus the feeling of failure. So this is what I mean. If you feed your spirit feelings of despair, doubt, then when you are working, your spirit is going to influence your mental and physical effort. If you feed your spirit feelings of confidence, conviction, perseverance, then when you're working and your body's going through it, your physical body and your mental mind are going through it, your spirit will only feel confidence, conviction, breakthrough, resilience, so on and so forth. We've seen a lot of people throughout the sports history of people who were in incredible shape, but they fell short because their spirit wasn't in condition. And we can look at people that are in physical shape, and we can look at companies. Yeah, you had all the resources, but spiritually, that group or that company wasn't. They weren't. The spirit wasn't in condition. So because the spirit isn't in condition, it allows for the mind and the body to break down. But then we've seen the flip side of things where here's somebody that doesn't look like they're prepared. It doesn't look like they're strong enough to compete against the mighty entity, or define. They're not in position to make the impossible possible. But they do so because their spirit was in condition. They thought about what they were going to go through over and over and over and over and over again. So when their physical body hit a wall, when their mental mind, their mental body hit a wall, their spiritual body powered through, because while their mind was saying, bro, I can't do it, their feeling was, but man, we've been feeling like a champion all the way up into this point. Why not keep on feeling like a champion so we can power through? When the body was saying, bro, I can't do it anymore. I'm broken down. I'm tired. I can't go. They were feeling like a champion in spite of everything that their body was going through, and that pulled them through. So I'm telling you, when you're about to embark on something, overwhelming, start feeling the feeling of what it's going to feel like to achieve your destiny, to achieve your goal. Start feeling that ahead of time, right? Feel that ahead of time and feel it over and over and over, and condition your spirit to feel the way you're going to feel when you reach your destiny, so that when you hit your wall physically and mentally, the spirit will pull the physical and mental along and help you reach your destination. All right. That's kind of deep. Hopefully I explained it in a way that is comprehensive. So the 3 questions I ask you in order for you to be undeniable: what is your why? Are you in your purpose, and are you exercising your genius level talent and your passion? Who are you competing against? Are you competing against the field, or are you competing against yourself and making sure you have access to this incredible brain trust and this database of knowledge that you have been given? And the last thing is how you attacking the process. You have to attack the process spiritually first. Before you even take a step, feel what it's going to feel like to reach the destination. Feel what it's going to feel like to go through the struggle and power through. Feel all those things so that when you get hit with that adversity in the physical world, you're ready. You're ready. I already know what it feels like to conquer the opposition. So it's only a matter of time before I reach my destination and achieve success. So that is number 2. I feel stronger. I got to admit. I know I stumbled and mumbled a couple of times. I lost my way and lost my wording. But at the end of the day, I do feel confident in podcast number 2. So with that being said, I'm done. You guys have a great day, or you have a great night or a great afternoon. And I'll be talking to you soon. Take care.